All right, guys, I'm on the final Christopher Ward of the first batch of 5 they sent over to video. And yeah, I did save, in my opinion, based on facts, the best one for last. It's just my personal preference. This guy here, the Christopher Ward C60 Lympstone Royal Marines. Lympstone is where the Royal Marine Commandos train. So I think that's part of the reason why I'm drawn to this watch, because it's like super cool, special forces, commandos sort of thing, elite stuff that I'll never be able to do. And it's just cool. Like, it is what it is, right? Just like we're drawn to many watches. We're drawn to like spy watches, Bond watches, and all that stuff. Like, it's just cool. Second, kind of cool. We're never going to do this stuff, but it's super cool. PVD, gunmetal coated stainless steel case. I measure the case excluding the crowns in this kind of bumped out crown guard part here. I measured at 42.3 millimeter. The lug to lug is a 49 millimeter. You can see the case. You can kind of pick up on those light catcher case design cues there. That's, pretty much their entire lineup once they get into these style watches. That's the origins or the overall case design, even though this one's, gunmetal. It's not going to catch much light or anything, but 14 millimeter thick, flat sapphire crystal up top, 22 millimeter lug opening, and 7 millimeter screw down signed crowns with the Christopher Ward flag motif there. This is their, I believe, hybrid strap. Wears great on this, super comfortable. I think this watch comes on brace. Hold on a second. I had to look real quick. The watch comes on bracelet for just under $1,300. The bracelet is obviously color matched to the case, but this is being a review model, and they don't want people like sizing it up and all that stuff. They sent it over on this hybrid strap. But bracelet, this watch is going to be kind of a beast on bracelet. It already has a little bit of weight to it, so on bracelet, it's going to add to that. But the Christopher Ward bracelets are pretty amazing, and their clasp bar as well. But most of these watches are pretty versatile, whether it's on this strap or the bracelet or however you want to outfit it, they're good to go. So you have 120 click bezel here. The bezel insert is actually a brushed ceramic, as you can see. Nice, no play, and nice consistent clicks all the way around. And lines up. I mean, gee, darn, right? Should always line up. Inside is the automatic Sellita SW200 in the COSC level of movement, so it'll be a higher grade, clearly, and it should be regulated to -4 to +6 seconds of performance per day for timekeeping deviation. Also, this is a 600-meter water depth rating on this watch, so that's part of the reason why it's so thick. If we look a closer look at the dial there, you can see it's a forged carbon dial, and you also have that inner rotating bezel, which is operated by this crown up here, which this is the first watch that Christopher Ward has done with a inner rotating compass dial, or bezel, excuse me. You don't rotate the dial. You don't want the dial to rotate, just the bezel. So you can see there, as soon as you unscrew it, nice little click, and then it's just a friction fit rotation. There's no clicks or indents to it. Once you get it to the position that you want, you go ahead and push the crown in nice and solid, and then screw it down. I haven't had any problems with this moving or anything like that. And the same thing for this crown here, nice smooth operation. I didn't really feel a pop, but this has been handled quite a bit. So you can wind the movement clearly, and then it's a single pull because this is a no date, which I think is another reason why I really like this. I'm more drawn to no date watches. And then you go ahead and set the time, click that in, and then get the threads to line up, screw that down, good to go. Keep that 600-meter water depth rating on. Plus the pop of orange on there certainly doesn't hurt, right? Pretty minimal text on there. Christopher Ward. I know some people maybe would prefer to have the flag motif up there, but the brand is Christopher Ward. Put it on the watch if you want to. Down below it says chronometer and the water depth rating. There's a closer look at the watch. There's a closer look at the case back. Pretty cool laser engraved back there. The lume on this is incredible. It is some sort of X1 GL-C1 mixture, and it's great, and it's loomed up everywhere. So here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. I almost forgot what size wrist I have. And maybe it isn't 7 1/4. I measured it how many years ago, and I never double checked it. So it's roughly 7 1/4. I don't measure my wrist on a regular basis, guys. Believe it or not. Okay, gonna give it a quick blast of the UV light, because that's pretty much what I do with every watch. Turn off the studio light so we can get the full effect. Boom. Yeah, I wasn't kidding about the loom, guys. This thing is loomed up everywhere. Bezel, inner compass, chapter ring, bezel, whatever you want to call it. The markers, the hands, everything. Pretty cool touch. I think this is the first watch I've handled where that compass inner bezel has been loomed. Now, it's not loomed up in every point, but it's definitely loomed up in the ones that matter, the north, northeast, you know, all the main cardinal positions, I guess, if you want to call it that. So that's it for this batch, guys. Thanks for watching, and big thanks to Christopher Ward for sending this watch over for me to check out so I can share it with you. I look forward to the next batch. If you guys have any suggestions of what Christopher Ward you want to see, let me know down below in the description. I will definitely take that into account.